Kim, and welcome to a gentle yoga class. Always be sure and listen to your body, and if you need to take a break, just go into child's pose or some other comfortable resting pose and breathe. And just listen to your breath and focus on your breath, because that's one of the most important parts of yoga. So we're going to start standing today. So let's establish a nice solid Tadasana or mountain pose first, with your feet about hip width apart. And lift all of your toes off the mat, then slowly lower them down. Pinky toes first, and all your other toes, one at a time if you can, slowly, so that all your toes get grounded into the mat. And then come up on your tippy toes, back down on your heels, so you're really grounded in all parts of your feet. Then do some small circles with your hips around one direction, so you can feel all the parts of your feet. And change direction. And then come to stillness, and you want a little tension in your legs, a nice neutral pelvis, not forward or back, as neutral as you can get it. And then your torso, you want nice and lifted and long, so lift up like you're reaching for a top shelf in a closet, and lower your arms. And then your shoulders take up, back, and down, because that takes them and your neck into better alignment, because your neck still tends to be tilted forward a little bit. So take your head and press it back against your hand to get your neck in really good alignment. And then the final touch is you want to feel like there's a string lifting out the top of your head, lifting you up, lengthening your spine. Your hands can be relaxed. And let's just take a couple of breaths and enjoy this nice, strong Tadasana. You could gaze gently at the floor or close your eyes and just listen to your breath. If it's short or shallow, try and lengthen your inhales and your exhales to whatever's comfortable for you. And try and breathe in and out through your nose to tap into your parasympathetic nervous system. And take another nice breath. Let's do some shoulder rolls, slow shoulder rolls, up, back, and down, one direction. And change direction. And then start connecting your breath to your movement. On an inhale, reach up with your arms all the way up. Exhale, lower your arms down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down. And cross your right foot over your left foot and reach up with your left arm for a gentle fold. And inhale back up and over with that same arm. And inhale up again and over. And one more. Inhale up and over. And then switch feet. Cross your right foot over your left foot. And inhale, reach up with your right arm and exhale over. And again, inhale up and over. And one more. Up and over. Good. And then separate your feet to about shoulder width apart, a little bit further than shoulder width apart, and angle your feet out just a little bit at an angle. And then inhale up into five-pointed star. Exhale into goddess. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Five-pointed star. And goddess. Five-pointed star. And goddess. One more. Five-pointed star. And goddess. And then place your hands on your knees and bring your feet to face the front. Come up just a little bit. Gently hold your hands on your knees, so not too much pressure. But take an inhale. On an exhale, shrug your right shoulder forward and twist to the left and look back over your left shoulder. And inhale back to center. Then shrug your left shoulder forward, look over your right shoulder for a twist. Back to center and look over your left shoulder, shrugging your right shoulder. Back to center and your left shoulder. Back to center and alternate. And center. And last time this side. Come to stillness here and gently come up and bring your feet closer together to about hip width apart, or a little closer if that's comfortable for you for a chair pose. We're going to inhale, reach up with your arms, exhale into chair, and up and chair. Stand up one more time, and then exhale into chair. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see better. Then from chair, take your hands gently onto your knees, and then step back with your left foot and place your knee on the mat. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist your torso to the left and straighten your arms. Inhale back to center and twist to your right, straighten your arms. Back to center, to your left, and center, and right, and center, and left, and center, and right. And inhale back to center. On an exhale, go a little further into your lunge and bring your arms forward just a little bit, about halfway. Inhale back up, exhale lunge, and up. Last time, exhale lunge. And then place your right hand on the mat and do big slow circles with your left arm one direction. Good. Then place your left hand on the mat and reach up with your right arm for a twist. And then do slow circles one direction. And then reach up to the sky again. And bring your hands to your knee and then gently come back up to chair pose. And then inhale, stand. Exhale, chair. And stand. And chair. One more, stand. And chair. Then gently place your hands on your knees, above your knees, and step back with your right foot and place your right knee on the mat. Then inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist your torso to the left, straighten your arms. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to your right. And center, to your left. And center, and right. And center. One more to the left. And center, and right. And center. Take an inhale. Exhale, go a little further into your lunge and lower your arms a little bit. Inhale back up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale up. Last time, exhale, lunge. And then lower your right hand to the mat and make slow circles with your left arm, one direction. And then place your left hand on the mat outside your left foot and reach up with your right arm for a twist and make big slow circles one direction. And then come to stillness And bring your left foot back and your left knee to meet your right knee. And come down into thunderbolt pose. For a breath, let's just stay here for a breath in this comfortable pose. And then come down and sit down with your left foot in, like you're gonna cross your ankles, but take your right foot out beside you. So you have two kind of angles here. And then on an inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, twist your torso to the left, and lower your hands. We're gonna stay here for a breath or two, so make small adjustments. Maybe twist just a little bit more on an exhale. Look a little more over your left shoulder towards the back of the room. Then look back over your right shoulder towards the front of the room, the screen. And then back over your left shoulder again. Then reverse your twist to the other side. Then come back to the center and switch your feet. Bring your right foot in, take your left foot out. And then once you're situated, take an inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, twist your torso to the right this time and lower your hands. And we're going to take a few breaths here, and breathing in and out through our nose as much as possible. Maybe applying a little pressure with your left hand on the outside of your right knee to twist a little bit more. Then look back over your left shoulder towards the front of the room. And then back over your right shoulder towards the back of the room. Then reverse your twist. And come back to center and bring your left foot in to cross your ankles. And if you need to sit up on a pillow or something, a bolster to get more comfortable, please do. And then on an inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, flat back, forward fold. And we're going to take a couple of breaths here. Then walk your hands over to your right side, over your right knee, and take a breath. And walk your hands back to center and over to your left side, over your left knee. Then walk your hands back to center. Use your hands to walk yourself back up and straighten your legs out in front of you. And flex your feet. Activate your legs, a nice amount of tension in your legs. To sit up nice and tall on your sits bones, use your hands to lift yourself up. And then sit up nice and tall on your sits bones, sitting so tall and long that you may not touch your mat with your hands. And then want to check your neck, that it's nice up in good alignment, not tilted forward. And then inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, flat back, forward fold as far as you can, and breathe. On your next inhale, use your hands to walk yourself back up, and swing your feet around and up to your knees, and straighten your left leg. We're going to be mirroring each other, so it'll be like you're looking in a mirror. Then inhale, reach up with your right arm, and exhale over for gate pose. And inhale up and over with that hand to the mat, and up and over with your other arm. really press your foot into the mat. Reach with your fingertips for the far wall to really lengthen your side, and breathe. Then on the inhale, make big slow circles one direction with your arm. And then change direction. And then come to stillness with your hand on your waist. And get nice and sturdy on your hand that's on the mat. Maybe prop up on your fingertips. Maybe make a fist instead of the way you're holding your hand. And if you make a fist, you want your thumb on the outside of your hand, your fingers, so it doesn't hurt your thumb. So get nice and sturdy on your hand for leg lifts. And inhale up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And one more, up and down. Then inhale up one more time with your right arm, and exhale over for gate pose again. Then inhale up and over with that arm and switch knees. And straighten your right leg this time. And inhale, reach up with your left arm. Exhale over. And inhale up and over into the mat. And again, get nice and sturdy on that hand that's on the mat. And then first let's actually do some big slow circles with our arms before we do our leg lifts. So let's inhale one direction. And change direction. Let's pause here because we did skip this. Just take a breath here, pressing our foot into the mat, reaching with your fingertips. And now, rest your hand on your waist and get nice and sturdy on your hand that's on the mat for the leg lifts. So inhale up and down, up and down, up, up, up. And one more, up. And inhale up with your arm one more time and over for gate pose. And inhale up and over and come to both of your knees. Place your hands on the back of your hips. And roll your shoulders back and down. And then press your hands on your hips gently for a gentle camel. Just look gently up at the ceiling, little pressure on your hips with your hands, and breathe. Nothing too extreme. Then inhale back up and over into tabletop. And I'm going to turn this direction for tabletop. Establish a nice solid tabletop with your shoulders right above your wrists. Nice long neck, that your neck is not sunk down or cranked up. Nice long straight neck. And take an inhale. Exhale, look over your left shoulder towards your left foot. Look so far that you almost see or can see your right foot. You can shift your hips a little to the right. Then back to center. And then over your left shoulder to your left foot. So far that you can almost see your right foot. You can shift your hips a little to the left. Then alternate. Left shoulder, and center, and right shoulder, and center, and left shoulder, and center, and right shoulder, and center. And then on the inhale, lift your head and your tailbone towards the ceiling for cow. Exhale into cat.
Do a few of these at your own speed with your own breath. Inhaling in cow, exhaling in cat. Try to lengthen your abdominal muscles. Try not to compress your lower back. Then do one more each, cat and cow. And come to stillness and straighten your left leg. Flex your foot. Really press your heel towards that back wall and take a breath. Then bring your left knee in, straighten your right leg. Really press that heel back towards that wall and take a breath. And then on an inhale, lift your right leg straight up and your left arm straight out. And really reach with your fingertips, press with your heel to really lengthen your back. Take an inhale, exhale, lower them to the mat. Then lift your left leg, right arm. Really reach with your fingers, press with your heel, and lower them down. Then alternate left arm, right leg. Exhale down. Right arm, left leg. And down. Left arm, right leg. And down. Right arm, left leg. And down. And then let's go back into child's pose for a few breaths. If you have any discomfort in child's pose with your knees or your legs, hip area, you could separate your legs just a little bit, not wide knee or anything, just separate a little bit for a little more room for your pelvis to settle into the space. And take a few breaths here. Remember, inhales nourish your body and exhales cleanse. So nice, deep breaths. And look up between your hands and walk your hands over to the left side of your mat and place your right hand on top of your left hand. And take a breath here. And walk your hands back to the center of the mat and over to the left side. And on this side, you want your left hand on top of your right hand. And walk your hands back to the center and press up into tabletop again. And then walk your hands up to the top corners of your mat and walk your knees back just a little bit so they stay under your hips and melt down into puppy pose. And take a couple of breaths here. And then look up between your hands and slide forward onto your stomach for Sphinx pose. You want to spread your fingertips wide apart so you can really grip the mat. And once you're situated, if you have any back discomfort, you could separate your legs a little bit instead of having them together. And then once you're situated, use your fingertips to grip the mat, to shrug yourself forward on your pelvic bone just a little bit more to activate your abdominal muscles. Just a little bit more. We're going to take a few breaths here, so you can do whatever you like with your head. You can look around. You could look down, just try not to lower your shoulders. And then lower all the way down onto your stomach. And take your arms back beside you for locust. On an inhale, we're going to lift up into locust, lifting our arms and our legs up and bringing our shoulder blades together. And we're gonna hold it for a breath or two and then release. So inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. One more, inhale up. Exhale, release. Good, then bend your knees and reach with your hands for your feet. It's fine if you can't reach your feet, but if you can, grasp them. If not, just as close as you can get. Then we're gonna inhale up into bow pose. So inhale up, really expand your chest, and breathe. And exhale, lower down. Then make a pillow for your head with your hands, bring your toes together, and drop your heels out for a crocodile pose. And you could stay still in crocodile, or you could rock your hips a little side to side. Feel your breath filling your whole back, lifting your back up when you breathe a nice deep breath. The next inhale, press back up into tabletop and back into child's pose. In child's pose, inhale up into tabletop and through into up dog. Then back into child's pose. And up into up dog. And one more, child's pose. And up dog. And then back into tabletop and into downward dog. And establish a nice solid downward dog. Want your fingertips spread apart and gripping the mat, hips lifting towards the ceiling, belly button reaching for the spine, nice long neck, straight long neck. And then let's walk our dogs really slowly in our downward dog. Lift one heel as high as you can, lower the other one as low as you can, and alternate. Very slow walks. And breathe. And come to stillness and look between your hands and bring your left foot through for a low lunge, either with your knee on the mat or you can have your knee off the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist your torso to the left and lower your arms into prayer hands. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to your right with prayer hands. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower down to your knee down to the mat. And then inhale, go a little deeper into your lunge. Exhale back into a hamstring stretch. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, back. Inhale, lunge, last time. Exhale, back. And this time we're going to hold it here for a few breaths. So make small adjustments. If you're not flexing your foot already, flex it. You could even flex it and point it a couple of times. And check your back if it could be a little flatter. Take another breath. Then on an inhale, come forward onto your left foot and walk it over to the right side of your mat and lower your knee for a pigeon. And in pigeon, your back leg can be straight or it could be bent to any degree and you'll get the same effect. So you can have it bent here or anywhere else. And you'll get the same effect. The most important thing is that your hips are level so that when you lift your hands, you don't tip over. So if you tip over when you lift your hands, I want to put something under your left hip, a little blanket, a pillow, something like that so you don't tip over. Once you're situated, take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths, so make small adjustments. And flex your left foot if you're not already, the foot that's closest to you. You could try lowering your right hip closer to the mat. On your next inhale, press back up into pigeon and back into downward dog. This time in downward dog, on the inhale, let's come up on our tippy toes and exhale down. Inhale up and down. And last time up and down. And then look between your hands and bring your right foot through for a low lunge, either with your knee on the mat or off the mat. And then take an inhale. Exhale, twist your torso to the left and lower your hands into prayer hands. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to your right. Lower your arms into prayer hands. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower your knee. And inhale, go a little deeper into your lunge. Exhale, back to hamstring stretch. And lunge. And back. And lunge. And back. And we're going to hold it here again for a few breaths. So again, if you're not flexing your foot, you could flex it and point it a few times. Then come forward onto your right foot and walk your foot over to the left side of your mat and lower your knee for pigeon on this side. Again, find what's comfortable for you, either straight leg or bent leg. Find your balance. If you need to put something under your right hip on this side, then please do. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. And on this side, make small adjustments of flexing your right foot if you're not already. Trying to lower your left hip a little closer to the mat. Your next inhale, press yourself back up and into downward dog again. And then let's press down into plank. And lower your knees and come down on your elbows and then lift your knees again for elbow plank. And then let your heels drop to the right and come up on your right elbow. Bring your right hand closer to the front for side plank. Keep your hand on your waist and then take an inhale. On an exhale, lower your hips about halfway down. Inhale back up. Exhale down and up. One more, down and up. And then rotate back into elbow plank. And then let your heels drop to the left and come up on your left elbow for elbow plank. And again, rest your hand on your waist. Take an inhale. On an exhale, lower your hips halfway. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. One more. Down and up. Then rotate back into elbow plank. Lower your knees and come up into tabletop. And into downward dog one more time. And then look between your hands and take your right foot and walk it across your left foot across right. Keep crisscrossing, bend your knees if you need to walk all the way up into a forward fold. Then bend your right knee, keep your right hand on the mat, and reach up with your left arm for a twist. Grasp your left ankle if you can. Exhale, lower your left hand to the mat. Bend your left knee, keep your left hand on the mat, reach up with your right arm for a twist. Grasp your right ankle if you can. Exhale, lower your right hand to the mat. Bend your knees if you need to. Hinge at your hips, flat back. Reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale a little, right bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, a little left bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, a little back bend with your upper back. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands, heart center. From here, let's inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. Now, on an inhale, we're going to come up on our tippy toes and reach for the sky. Exhale down into chair. Inhale, up. Exhale, chair. One more. Tippy toes. And chair. Then take an inhale. Exhale, twist your torso to the left. Prop your elbow. Back to center and to your right. And back to center. Sit a little deeper. And inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. Okay, for the next section, you might want to turn your mat sideways like mine is so that you can follow along easier. Otherwise, you can keep your mat going the direction you probably have it. But if you would like to go ahead and turn your mat sideways at this time. And then come to the top of your left side of your mat. I'm going to come to the top of the right side of mine, but come to the top of your left side of your mat. And start in Tadasana. And inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway, flat back. Exhale, forward fold.
Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, step back with your right foot for warrior two. So your left knee will be bent. We'll be mirroring each other. Then inhale, straighten your left leg for reverse triangle. Inhale over into extended side angle, bending your left knee again, and your right arm should be over your head. Then inhale, straighten into peaceful warrior. And inhale, straighten both your legs. Exhale, shift your right hip out just a little bit, reach with your left arm. Exhale over into triangle. Then over into pyramid. And up into high lunge. Then open into warrior two again, and exhale. Inhale into reverse triangle. Exhale over into extended side angle. Keep your legs the way they are, and then rotate your arms into peaceful warrior. And inhale, straighten. Exhale, shift your right hip out a little. Reach out with your left hand for triangle. And into pyramid. And up into high lunge. One more time, open into warrior two, and exhale. Inhale into reverse triangle. Exhale over into extended side angle. Inhale into peaceful warrior. And inhale, straighten. Exhale over into triangle. Into pyramid. And into high lunge. Then open up and reverse your warrior two to the other direction. Now you should be bending your right knee. And we're going to inhale, bring your feet together, arms together. Reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, step back with your left foot this time. So your right knee should be bent for warrior two on this side. And inhale, straighten your right leg. Reach up and over with your right arm for reverse triangle. Inhale over to extended side angle. And keep your legs the same way into peaceful warrior. And inhale, straighten. Exhale again into warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale to extended side angle. And keep your legs the same and rotate your arms into peaceful warrior. Inhale, straighten, shift your left hip out this time just a little bit. Reach with your right arm over into triangle. Into pyramid. And into high lunge. And open into warrior two again. Into reverse triangle. Over into extended side angle. Keeping your legs the same for peaceful warrior. Inhale, straighten. Shift your hip a little, your left hip a little. Reach with your right arm for triangle. And over into pyramid. And up into high lunge. Open into warrior two one last time. Into reverse triangle. And over into extended side angle. Keep your legs the same for peaceful warrior. And straighten your legs. Exhale into triangle. Into pyramid. And into high lunge. Then open into standing straddle and bring your arms behind you and clasp your hands and straighten your arms. Take an inhale, exhale over, flat back, hinging at the hips. And take a breath. Then release your hands and lower them to the mat. And keep your right hand on the mat. Reach up with your left arm for a twist. Exhale, lower your left hand to the mat. Reach up with your right arm for a twist. Exhale, lower your right hand to the mat. Walk your hands over to your right foot, towards your right foot if you can't reach your foot. And walk your hands back to the center and over to your left foot. Walk your hands back to the center and then walk your feet in about half the distance they are right now. And lower down into your version of squat or malasana. Your heels can be up or propped on something, whatever's best for you. And then pay attention to your spine. It should be nice and long, tall, pressing with your elbows on your knees. You can do a little rocking side to side. And breathe. And place your hands on the mat and press yourself up into a forward fold. And then hands on your hips, bend your knees if you need to, rise all the way up. And we're going to do a little balance sequence before we move along with ground down into your left foot. We're not going to be mirroring now, but just ground down into your left foot so you can lift your right foot off the ground. And on an inhale, bring your right foot just up in front of you. And take a breath. And on exhale, lower your right foot down, but then take it right out to the outside. And take a breath. If you can lift a little higher. And exhale, lower your foot down and then take it straight back. It doesn't have to go very high back. Just enough to activate your glutes. And on inhale, bring your foot right back through and up. Lift your knee. And exhale, lower your foot down. Good. And shake it out. And then ground down into your right foot so you can lift your left foot. And bring it up in front of you. Lift your arms just a little bit. Take a breath. And exhale, lower it down and out to the side. And lift it a little higher if you can. Exhale, lower it down and then take it up to the back. Again, it doesn't have to go very high. And exhale, bring it through and up to the front, lifting your knee. Exhale, lower your foot down. Then come to the top of your mat and come up on your tippy toes and reach for the sky. Exhale, lower into chair. You can stay on your tippy toes if you can. Keep lowering down, lower and lower until you can just sit down on the mat. And then let's do a few back rolls here.
And then come to stillness at the end of one of your back rolls in Navasana or boat pose. With your knees bent. And take an inhale, exhale, lower down and straighten your legs a little bit. Inhale back up, exhale, lower. Inhale up and lower, up and lower. One more, up and lower. And then lower your legs to the mat, but take your hands behind your hips a little bit and press up into reverse plank. And if reverse plank isn't accessible, you could do reverse tabletop, which is here. Do reverse plank or tabletop, take a couple of breaths. And then on exhale, lower your hips gently to the mat and then recline for bridge pose. And the first few bridges we're going to do are dynamic. So on an inhale, lift up into bridge. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale back up. Exhale halfway down. Inhale up. Exhale, lower all the way down very, very slowly. And again, inhale up. Exhale, lower halfway. And up. And halfway. And up. And then lower very slowly all the way down. In the next bridge, we're going to hold for a few breaths. So if you're comfortable rolling your shoulders under your back and clasping your hands, you could do that. So let's inhale up. And breathe. Good time to see some nice deep belly breaths. And next exhale, if your shoulders are tucked under your back, untuck them and then roll down very, very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. Then bring your legs straight above you for a waterfall. If you need some support under your sacrum, you could put your hands under your sacrum for a little support if you need it. Once we're in waterfall, let's do some pointing and flexing of our feet. Do some ankle rolling one direction. Change direction. And then try and come to stillness and try and bring the soles of your feet to face each other and away from each other. Together and away. Together and away. And you can open your legs into a triangle. And apply a little pressure on the inside of your thighs if that's comfortable. Bring your feet back together and do big, slow bicycles, one direction. And change direction. And then come to stillness and hold your legs and your feet together and make small circles, one direction. And change direction. And then come to stillness and give your legs a good shake. Shake them hard. Shake, 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 shake. Then come to stillness and bend your knees and place place your peace fingers between your big toe and your second toe for happy baby. And you can rock or stay still in happy baby. You can have bent knees or straight legs, one bent, one straight, whatever you would like. And breathe. And bring your knees together for hug knees. You can either do a tight hug knees and grasping your elbows and staying kind of still and just breathing. Or you could hold your shins and then you could do little circles to massage your back. And then keep your right knee bent and straighten your left leg. And then alternate. Bring your left knee in, straighten your right leg. And alternate. And alternate. And alternate. And alternate. And then bring both of your feet to the mat and place your right ankle on your left knee and reach through either behind your calf, your thigh, or through to your shin, whatever's comfortable for you for a reclining figure four. If you're grasping your shin, then press your shin up towards the ceiling just a little bit more to get a little more tension. If you're grasping behind your thigh, then press your elbow against your knee to create a little bit more of tension. And take a few breaths here. Then release your left foot to the mat. Take your right foot to the mat. Then switch it. Have your left ankle on your right knee, and then decide. It can be different on this side. Either grasping behind your thigh or through to your shin. Want to flex your feet if you're not already. Release your right foot to the mat, both feet to the mat, and lift your hips up off the mat and shift them a little to the left and lower them. This gets your spine in really good alignment for a twist. Then straighten your right leg, take your left knee across for a twist. Take your left arm behind you, look over your left shoulder. You're going to stay here for a few breaths, so make small adjustments. Maybe try and twist just a little bit more on an exhale. Roll back onto your back again. And then lift your hips up and shift them a little to the right this time and lower them. And then straighten your left leg. Take your right knee across for a twist on this side. Take your right arm perpendicular behind you. Look back over your right shoulder. Nice deep inhales and exhales here. Roll back onto your back again. And straighten your legs full length and your arms full length above you for a nice full body stretch on an inhale. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, release. We're going to take a short savasana. So for the next few moments, try not to think about anything. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Everything's okay. Roll over onto your side to assimilate your practice. And thank your body for doing yoga today. And then come up into a comfortable seated position. I hope you feel wonderful. You have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you again. Thank you for practicing with me, and I appreciate any questions, comments, or suggestions you might have. I do hope to see you again. Namaste.